Warming up.
Sorry, we're late. Busted is hilarious.
Yes, we were enjoying an episode of Busted, and seeing the actor react to birds was just.
Whoa!
Although I can totally relate, because I kind of freaked out too when we were feeding fish.
And even remember the night safari with the bats?
Mhm.
They were like super nearby. And bats are just creepy birds. Okay, let's get this running. It looks like we brought our laundry with us to the show. And the thumbnail just has a pile of socks.
I don't see it on Facebook yet.
I just tagged you.
There, now I see it. But yes, we are warming up for another episode of Baduy Pride.
Well, I don't know if we're going to have a show tomorrow. The group has not replied about game stats, which is a bad sign.
Yeah, but that's
A bad sign for the game.
It's basically always it's a tricky week.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We've been off to a grand start, so to speak. We'll have to get water. You need water?
Yeah, I got.
Oh. Sad.
Why?
Didn't get through you. This is I'm getting the link spot. Tweeting. Okay, Karen is here. Hello. I'll just get water.
All right.
Oh my god, but look at that. There's only like 20 minutes left in the episode. Oh my god.
We have like a pile of socks. A very tall pile of socks.
So we stop trying to stop them. First, you're gonna do it.
Yay!
A unicorn. Because COVID is still a thing.
Okay. I'm building a castle of socks. Because it seemed like the right thing to do when you have a pile of socks. And the topic is socks. But yes, we'll be starting in just a few more minutes.
Oh.
So it's not as warm as the previous days,
Mm-hmm.
but it still is noticeably, yay, we're in the tropics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then what else? Social media, of course, has found new things to talk about, so we don't need to dwell on those. And then I'm trying to think of if there's any new upcoming news that excited us. Oh, there was the Carcassonne thing that we saw, which was an old thing but might be released soon.
Which one, sorry?
Oh, you're busy. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's like, I have a survey.
Yeah, we'll be starting in a few minutes. Hey, Mai. Nice of you to join us as well.
I saw Mitch was like, she was asking if there's something wrong with YouTube, the app, not us in particular. Although to be fair, no one is watching on YouTube except you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, can't speak for the app. Not using the app right now. But there might be something wrong. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm a bit surprised. Work productivity has a record 76 views so far.
Oh, that's cool.
That's shot up.
That's cool.
I guess people are starting to see that. Yes, we're very happy with 76. Okay, I guess we might as well start just so that we, don't just wait for minutes on end. This is Toby.
And this is Rocky.
And if it's your first time here, welcome to Baduy Pride, a little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
It is completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us, we talk about everything and anything, random live.
And if it's your first time here, if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for joining us again.
I have this strange sense of deja vu.
So if you're wondering what today's episode is about, this pile might be a clue. And no, the answer is not avocado.
It's about stacking. Stacking games. No.
Ooh, I can rotate it.
Oh boy.
Today's episode is all
not going
about
to end well.
socks.
Well, to be fair, the original suggestion was cute socks and other cute clothing. And I don't know if we necessarily own a lot of cute clothing, but we have built up a little collection of socks. And this is Mitch's topic, of course. Oh, excuse me. Funnily, in our first few years together, we did not have so colorful a sock collection. Because I'm a very boring person who likes consistency. Mm-hmm. So I have like my standard black dress socks for work, thicker black socks for more casual days out, and then corresponding white socks of similar thickness.
I guess you could say athletic socks.
Yeah, they're like, it's mostly BioFresh, which always promise to be like, odor neutralizing and the like. And then that's most of our socks.
And no, we're not selling. But as you can see here, we have a very colorful pile. And by colorful, I don't necessarily mean colors. Some of them are quite neutral toned. But we like how they all have personality in their own way.
Yeah, so I don't know how, I can't trace precisely like how this started. But obviously, some of the initial impetus were gifts from friends that gave us little socks. Whatever. Yeah. There you go. Gave us socks for Christmas or whatever events, or they came back from an overseas trip and had socks. And I get it though. Socks are a safe unisex gift when you think about it. I mean, like it's sort of like the realm of bags and shoes. I mean, they're things that regardless of your gender, your weight class, it sounds like wrestling, but of your weight, it's always easy to buy accessories, and socks are kind of in that realm. So that was cool. And then it just sort of like snowballed. I don't know. Because it's a combination of, there were a few times we bought socks on our own, but I swear most of these are gifts. Most of them are like, oh, people see like we have funny socks and then they get us more socks. So in the realm of us being proudly Baduy though, we do try to match. So there are sort of implied sets among the socks, although there are some variations depending on how you go with it. not so cute, and I want to get them out of the way, but I like them, are these toe socks because they're just freaky. They're gloves for your feet. I
Mhm.
super like them for working out, for running and stuff. I don't know. I just appreciate the that feeling. We don't have too many. These are also Biofresh, by the way.
Mhm.
Not a sponsor, but we have these, and I kind of freak people out when people see them. So yeah, toe socks. Toby, what do you want to talk about? What pick a sock?
Well, yeah. Because I was thinking we could have talked about the different types of socks.
Oh, okay,
Um,
sorry. Yes,
but
sure.
having dove into
These
our
my
collection.
annoying toys toe socks. They have to.
So toe socks are different from what we call tabi or the Japanese thonged footwear. Tabi is when the toe is separated from the rest of
Which makes
the
it easier to wear slippers, or particularly
yes.
those wooden
Uh,
geta slippers, right?
and admittedly, that was one of the type of socks that I really liked. We don't have any of those. I don't believe we have any.
We used to. There was a gift. Oh, where are they? I think they're all the way at the bottom. The one with the cat and the
Here,
or
here.
oh, that's one.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so this is what a tabi looks like. There, see, it only has that one area that's separate from the rest of the
Did
toes.
you retire the cat? Wasn't there the cat and the whale?
Here,
Oh, there's the whale. See the whale. The whale is the cuter one. It got as a gift from the girl. Yay! But then it's like, are you putting on? Okay, I'll put it on.
whale, whale,
Whale,
whale.
whale. It's just the big toe and then
Yeah.
the other toe.
So in
Whale, whale,
comparison
whale.
to toe socks, which basically have you
One
know,
for each digit.
yeah, so it's like gloves for your feet. See, so these are awesome, especially if you use slippers or if you're Japanese, you'd probably have the more formal wear. But they nicely allow you to grab your slipper and wear them. But these are very nice as well. These are tricky though because depending on the size of your feet,
Yeah, it can be a little
sometimes they
short.
can feel snug.
Which is Toby's problem.
Yeah.
Toby constantly complains that while we're walking and he tries wearing one of these, then he feels like the socks are getting eaten up by his shoes.
Or well,
Same
this,
thing with these, right?
this one's not socks eaten up by shoes. This is more your toe feels like it's suffocating because the
Oh.
tighter area is
Yeah, it's not
one
that
or-
bad for me. They're just right for me. Obviously, Toby has big feet.
but yeah, gloves for your feet. That's what socks are. So there's the tabi, there's the finger toe socks. Dress socks, we're not particularly picky about them.
But before for work, I would normally keep dress socks on
Mhm.
hand because I tend but the shoes I use for work tend to be snug. Tend
But,
to like
okay,
be exact.
Because dress socks have a lot of different types.
Oh, like the
but you're
super
not-
silky one.
You have those. You have the mid calf ones. You have the ankle high ones.
Oh, I just get the bio fresh ones.
We don't really.
cotton.
We're not really particular about dress socks. I know there are some specific dress socks that don't even have a strong garter because
Yeah.
you need
Those
those fastener things that keep the sock up.
Which makes it look like you're wearing lingerie.
Mhm. What is an example of dress socks? Okay, I think I'll grab one.
They're just not basically thinner material. So they're like guy stockings. I still have, right? Because admittedly, I haven't been wearing as much in recent years.
Oh my god, I think we don't have any anymore.
Did I retire them all?
We may have. Yep, I think we have.
What? I don't believe.
Okay, this is our closest to dress socks right now. And it's still the thicker.
Ah, yeah, but these are like, yeah, this is as close I have now. I don't have like nice silky dress socks, but then these are like pretty thin.
Yeah, so they're like stockings for men. They tend to be very silky, thin feel because they're meant to be worn with leather shoes or dress shoes.
Dress shoes.
And you don't want bulk when you wear those type of shoes compared to, let's say, athletic socks like these, which are nice, thick, and very, very good for a pinch if you need an instant rag. Um, if you're out,
Why is it an instant
because they're
rag?
super absorbent. And
This
then
is right up with Toby and his newspapers for
if you're
glass.
out of town and there's not enough pillows, your clean socks can be a perfect stuffing for a secondary makeshift pillow using a shirt that you're not using. So,
Why do you have this life hack on hand?
camping. So that's dress socks. That's toe socks earlier. Then we have the anklet socks. We have a few anklets here. No, where is it? We can't find the anklet socks here.
Oh, those are white normally,
Yeah.
right? Okay, let me guess. Keep going back.
But anklet socks are similar again to stockings for your feet. They're interesting because they're designed to be worn without getting past the ankle. Some even are folded or cuffed over, so you start to have it even looking smaller. And then you have some which are super small enough that you don't even look like
Like
you're
a few
wearing
more
socks.
prints, but then this one.
Yeah, so anklets tend to look like this. It'll make you
I
think.
don't know why Toby likes these.
It'll make you think of people who are doing ballet.
Okay, these are the ones that are super like Toby's like, I lost my sock again. I lost my sock again.
See, I can't even do it right now. But there, see, it's like super. It's super. You're wearing a sock, but when you're wearing the shoe, you can't see that it's there. That's how they're.
I don't know why you want to pretend you're not wearing socks.
Because sometimes hindi bagay. When you're wearing, the moccasin type or the. Because it's you.
I
If you
don't-
don't have socks.
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree that I don't like it when people don't wear socks with shoes at all. But then why pretend you're not? Just own it. You're wearing socks.
No, because then it's like padding. It's like when you wear a polo under your suit. Why would you wear your coat without a polo? Well, same thing with this. You'll wear the ankle socks just so that your shoes stay.
Just wear socks.
No, that's yucky. That's like saying you'll wear your sweater over your coat, under your coat. Okay, hindi ba siya natatanggal ang
Mabilis.
socks?
When
Yes.
it's Toby.
The thing about ankle socks, okay, there's three things. First is this area inside, ito yung parang sa underwear. So it can go bacon very fast.
Mm-mm.
And we're tamad, so we don't replace it immediately. But normally, you have to replace this immediately. You have to replace the sock immediately once this is weak because it won't hold. Second, it has to be the right size because if it's in the wrong size, then the stress happens here in the ankle side, which then pops it off. And that's when you have my problem, which is, okay, my foot's eating the back of the sock again. But if you get the right size for ankle socks, they're divine. Because you feel like you're not wearing socks because nothing's hindering your leg, but you feel the nice, comfy embrace. It's like a nice animal's mouth.
Should I leave you two alone in a room with things? What are these descriptions?
But yeah, it's like having your foot in an animal's mouth and they're not biting you.
Why would you want your foot in an animal's mouth? Explain. Explain this. No, then you have to watch the sock again.
Okay, so that's ankle socks. There are the less smaller ankle socks, which is basically it's like normal socks, but they cut off real early, and that's the more common one. So those are comfy and they're great if you want to like wear socks to bed, or if you want to wear socks because you don't want your feet exposed when you're out, like say in an out of town trip or anything. Yeah, but those are awesome. Okay, so we've pretty much went through the different types of socks. We can now go to our specific collection because the other sock that we haven't really covered, which is listed in Wikipedia, is basically the holiday socks.
Oh,
Which is, if you think about it, it's a very cultural thing that
yes.
specific socks are darned or knitted because it's the holidays. And for us, it's just more socks. We don't really see it as anything special or anything. So we won't count it that way. But let's talk about our pal.
Where do we start? Let's look at the easy pairs first, I guess.
So among the pairs, of course, we have the product placement ones. So these were a pair of Star Wars inspired socks. the red and
And it's
purple
literally
one.
a pair because we have two Star Wars socks.
Now, what makes these socks awesome is that the bottom is specially padded.
Only on that one. This
See?
one's not.
So there's this nice different texture for the lower part of the foot, which kind of makes me think of Evangelion, admittedly. But it's a nice tight knitted feel. It's a very warm sock. It doesn't work well for. See, now you're hugging the socks. Teasing me for doing it, then you're gonna do it as well.
No, I'm teasing you because you were gonna eat it.
Very nice pillows. But yeah, so we have the Star Wars socks, which was a gift, if I remember correctly.
From Tracy, right?
Yes.
From your sister. So, but yeah, so we have a pair of Star Wars socks that we can wear together. However, where's the other one?
The other Star Wars?
No, there's
There, that one.
there's one more from my sister,
Yes.
which we only have one, which is is an R2D2 one. Everybody keeps giving me robots because obviously, but it's R2D2 as a sock. Ironically, I would never. I mean, so the bulk of this print is on the length of it, but ironically, I would not wear this without pants. So because they feel very high to wear. I mean, we have it on occasion, but it feels weird to like wear really high socks. Wear high socks with shorts. So, but it's an option.
So with that, we can move forward. Well, we used the toe socks, so move those out of the way. So we have other socks that were gifts. Pokemon is a common one. So we have this one.
This is from Christian.
Yes.
And he got us a pair. I got a set.
So we have.
Well, obviously, all socks are pairs.
Yay,
It's
side
Pikachu
up.
and side up, and obviously, I wear the side up.
And
when we go
they're
out.
and they're nice because they have this added.
They're
puff.
nicely thick though.
And
Oh
this-
yeah, and
that
then
added
the
puff.
whole garter
Yeah.
is on the top.
And then that little support triangle here for the ankle, which is awesome. Very comfy. Karen says, "High socks with Jesus sandals." Rocky does not think sandals and socks go together.
Because that's what everybody tells me.
But-
Although I used to do this in like my grade school days.
Yeah, and
Because
LaSalle staple.
okay, you can own it. I give it to LaSalle. All right, so I'm not LaSalle yet.
We got our own little combos. We found a lot of fun looking socks in SM, and we
Old
started
Navy also.
purchasing the ones we could find that
But there
would
was
make
this.
nice
This is a gift too.
combinations. Oh
The
wait,
Tabby whale. But where's the
here,
Tabby
here,
cat?
here. And this is Jovan, if I remember correctly.
I think, or was it? Oh yeah. So
There.
whale.
Or sorry, no. Or
Was it
Jovan
cat?
also had, but
Yeah.
we got this from.
It was okay. I'm
See,
so
now I'm
sorry.
confused.
Now I can't remember, but I know it was. I know we exchanged it at Karen's place during
Yeah.
FGTC night. But I'm sorry, I can't remember because Karen. or
Yeah, I
Jovan-
think it was Karen. Because I think Jovan also had a pair, and we were like comparing meow meows. But yes, Karen, wasn't this you?
Let us know.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So, admittedly, these are super beat up now. I know, butas yun sa'yo, di ba? the toe I know is giving way or something.
Yeah, I think I darned it.
You darned it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, see, Karen gave the whale.
Yes!
Yay!
So Karen, yes.
Whale. But if you gave the whale, that means you gave the cat.
Yes, you gave
Because
both.
we got them at the same time.
Yeah, and I think I sort of remember Jovan and I were like toying about our
These were
choice.
also gifts. The Charmander
Yes.
and then the side up. Ironically, well, or whatever, non-coincidentally, technically, the Charmander is mine, and the side up is Toby. But I'm
Mhm.
really the side up person, so I'm just saying.
And then this one is from my mom. The
Oh yeah, so suddenly there's this offshoot tab, but they're like super ornate, super thick, and this print is like
a really
Fairly
nice
enough.
meal. Very sushi go, which you can see in our previous episode.
Just
where we talked
yesterday.
about sushi go. So yeah, so as mentioned, we have the SM and the Old Navy stuff. So for example, we have here burger and fries. And a nice matchup with the burger and fries was which one? This one, the sushi? Because it's gray.
I don't know. We don't have a good pair for burger and fries. admittedly. Sana we started with breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the burger and fries doesn't have a good pairing. As if it's like wine, right?
Okay.
Closest is kinda sushi, but I don't know. I'm not sold.
So what was the
The ones
breakfast
that
one?
okay, the ones that have easy pairs, okay, depending on how you want to look at it. The ones that we pair a lot now. So depending on what you want, they're eggs. This one's just sunny side up eggs.
And this is egg on toast. Oh.
But you could play around and say the theme is breakfast because we have bacon and we have coffee. So you can sort of play around with this and like make breakfast. Or if you want, you could do like avocado and toast.
Mm-mm.
So it's like I'm a little more flexible with how we match the socks.
Yeah,
Mitch is like, so you do matchy socks too? Yeah, we totally match socks.
we do sushi.
So in general food, there's sushi, there's avocado, there's donuts, and the burger one that Toby showed. Oh, there's this one. Remember? There's the spicy one. It's all chili.
Peppers. Yeah, and then there's our reptiles and our aliens, but they're matchy because they're black and green.
Yes.
And then there's our slogan ones. Where's the match of that?
It should be white. Is it back in the thing? I'll go look.
It might still be back there. But yeah, as you can see, we really have a lot of socks that we like mixing about. We do matchy socks a lot. Many times we even do it despite the fact that people won't see it. So in many ways, that's because we don't really wear it for other people. We like wearing it because we like being able to match stuff. But we don't, of course, hide it either. We're happy to show people that we have matching socks.
Okay, so this one, so it's like these are the gayish socks, but I have to wear the purple one because Toby's bi, and then Toby wears love with the rainbow heart. You got these in the U.S., right? I think when you were on a trip. Or...
This was what's this? What is it called? Santa Monica? No. What is it called? Why is my brain not working? Hollywood. West Hollywood.
Karen's like, I remember how aggressive the salespeople in SMR trying to convince passerbys to buy socks. Because nga, socks and like handkerchiefs are like the easy pickups.
Yes.
Like it's cheap enough, and then regardless of how big you are, in theory you can always buy socks.
There aren't that many socks that don't work with size. And I think a good guide for that is if you see that it's stretchy material, like this one, you have a better chance that it will fit compared to stuff that looks like it's knitted like this one or sewn with detail.
Yeah, it gets very snug.
Because when you have fine detail like that, that's not just printed, but there's threads running through the material, that pulls the material tighter and makes it harder.
We have a few others. We have ghosts.
We have donuts.
We already showed the donuts.
Yeah, but we did not show it had a message. Do not judge me.
There's no. This is the sushi.
Yes, the design does stretch.
Did you
Which
show
is
the
a tricky
cherries?
thing. Not yet. So admittedly, we like
Cherry.
getting designs that are simple enough that even if they're stretched, it doesn't affect the detail too much. So we're not really fans of, let's say, socks that show faces or people.
Although this one, I was surprised that we have the pandas. When did you get pandas?
That was an SM sock as well.
Ah.
And that's what makes the socks from SM very tempting because I think they're like 100 pesos
Yeah, it's
per
like
pair.
yeah, or they're just super cheap.
So they're super cheap, they're cute, they're nice ways to, spice up personality. They're awesome little simple gifts as well if you want. But again, it can be tricky because typically it's one size fits all, but that we know is of course dependent on make, on the individual, and as well on the quality. So thoughts on socks. Always buy what
Thoughts
you
on
feel.
socks.
Always buy what you feel you like.
Thoughts on socks.
I personally am the type of person who will say, I don't care if no one will see it. If you love the design, if you think it's cute, then grab a pair. It's small enough to be something you can just add to your closet, and if you can find a way to fit it into your next outfit, then why not? Because you know it's your call. People don't necessarily see what socks you're wearing unless you dress in a way that directly tries to show it off.
Admittedly, the thickness of the sock really is like the main player here, and
Mhm.
that's the pro and the con. Like I love thick padded socks for support,
Hmm.
but then a lot of the nice prints are the thinner ones. And then when I wear them, I tend to buy shoes with the thicker socks in mind. So then when I wear the print ones, I suddenly have so much room. So it's a bit of a challenge. And then admittedly, since I started working out and jogging, as much as I love the creepy toe socks, the toe socks don't work aren't I mean, I thought they'd be interesting for working out and running, but in practice, they're not. I'm really better off with thicker socks because my feet are so beat up.
Hmm.
Now I have calluses from all that activity.
Yeah. Knee-high socks are fun, but they are warm. So be warned that if ever you want to do knee-high socks, they will be quite an add of temperature when you're wearing it. Also, be aware that knee-high socks can chafe if you are not careful. So be sure to get the right size and check the comfort levels. Um, there's thermal socks, which are the much more thicker socks, usually common in places where there's snow and winter and the like. Um, some places actually have thermal socks part of their sale because it's product from other branches. Like I think Uniqlo tends to have a sale of thermal underwear and thermal socks.
Yeah, you know that like when the end of the winter season comes around, and then there's like, oh, all these weird winter gear on sale at Uniqlo. Hmm.
So sock can be traced back to the Old English word sock, which means a light slipper. This comes from the Latin soccus, which is to describe a light, low-heeled shoe, and many were worn by Roman comic actors. It's derived from the ancient Greek word "sikos," if I pronounce this correctly. Some of the earliest known surviving pair of socks are dated from the 300 to 500. Um, oh wow! Excavated from the area near the Nile in Egypt. They had split toes designed for use with sandals.
Ancient socks.
So it just tells you that the idea of socks has been around for a very long time.
That makes sense though. I feel like socks evolved sooner than shoes. No, but I don't know.
So as Karen asks, what is the purpose of toe socks?
I don't know.
I think the point of toe socks is that it allows you to wear other footwear, because the thing about socks is it closes up your feet,
Hmm.
so it makes it a single unit.
There
And
are running shoes that are like
feet as well.
with distinct toes.
Yes, there
And
are
it's
now.
supposed to be supporting
Because supposedly it's a more natural.
yeah,
way
the
to run.
natural running, walking rhythm. And like really, as much as I like the socks, I'm not committed to the shoes because it looks creepy. So
Some say toe socks also allow you better balance because you're allowed to spread out your toes more when you put your feet down compared to socks that literally pull it together. We know that there are some cultural practices in the past wherein the beauty was in making feet much more dainty, much more small, much more closed, which
Dangerous.
contrasts with how you have toe socks and Tabby, for example, which is all about functionality, making sure you can wear your slipper, making sure that you have proper footing, and so forth. Um, I don't even know if
gorilla shoes, Karen says.
that's an interesting way to
Is that
term
what they're
them.
called?
They probably are.
With the natural toes. I'm gonna search it. Gorilla. Oh yeah, it is. It's the shoes with toes.
That's so cool.
Because you bound like a gorilla. So I don't know. I don't know. We still own a significant number of plain black and plain white socks. That's
Mhm.
like that's still I would like to say majority, but not. Probably about half our sock collection. And then this set has like only really exploded in the last few
Mhm.
years. And I typically prefer the uniformity of socks because when you lose one, then you don't feel as bad. Then they kind of optimize.
Mhm.
Because like I know among the plain black socks, there's one orphan left that like
Yes.
never found his friend
Yes.
and things like that. And every now and then I go through this grand like I gather all the socks, I pair them up, and then I throw away an orphan or something,
Yes.
or it becomes one of Toby's preferred cleaning implements because he likes the cleaning power of a rag. Ah, stop raining
I can't
socks
stack it the way they were earlier because they're no longer extended like earlier, like this.
because you bundle them so okay.
Yeah.
So
So-
this is where we have disagreements. Okay.
I tend to do this because it's compact and it's easy to grab.
But
But-
what I don't like about that rolling is
It
that
wears down.
you put more stress on the garter, and so you're constantly shoving it in. So I do this partial fold that just keeps the pair together.
See?
Although when I was growing up, what we were taught to do was the halfway, which is basically a full fold, similar to that, but I don't make it compact. You make it
Flat.
flat.
See? Mine is basically that, but I don't
Toby
take,
keeps doing this.
I don't take the effort to flatten it out.
But you put more effort by curling it repeatedly.
But these are perfect when you travel because you can stuff them in shoes, so your shoes stay nice and shaped despite being packed. Or you can stuff them into those corners and little sockets to make sure that the bundle is nicely.
we haven't traveled in more than a year.
Yes, but you have to admit.
But you still bundle your
but you gotta
socks
admit,
this way.
it has helped. It has helped. So,
So
that's
but at least this, especially with these print socks, it helps us see what they are.
that's true.
This is the Marie Kondo conundrum. Like the way she likes to fold shirts, I can't see what the shirts are.
Karen asks, how many pairs do we own? I fear madami. We have two separate drawers. One is for the
Darker socks and
darker
one is for
socks.
the lighter
yes,
socks.
and we haven't really counted, but we also tend to buy the packs when it comes to the non-designed socks. So like we'll buy a pack of 8 socks or a pack of 6 socks, depending on what's available. But
You don't know how many socks come in these bundles. What is this pack of 8?
yeah, you haven't seen those.
Okay, but typically the
Those are
socks,
the ankle
the
socks.
socks we've been getting more often than not in recent
3.
years are 3 sets.
Yes,
So it's 6 pieces.
Hmm. Those are the athletic socks that Rocky likes to buy. So, in terms
They feel
of
very school socks.
Yes,
You
they-
know, let's count the socks on the table right now. I think this is about half of what we have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, I can't hold them in one hand anymore. 10,
You don't have
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now we can use the book. Okay, continue.
to. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
Ah!
21, 22,
That
23,
fell.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
So we have 32 on the deck.
So that means you probably have about 60 to 70
Yeah.
altogether. And okay, this is like part of the sheer numbers. Number one, as a gay couple, we wear the same types of socks.
Number
So
2.
it's not my socks, it's not Toby's socks, it's just our pool of socks.
Number 2, as a gay couple, we don't reuse socks.
What do you
So,
mean?
you know, we wear socks and then it's laundry now. We don't like set it aside for people.
That
to
has
use
nothing to do with being gay.
Many straight friends I know would disagree.
Why?
Kasi sayang malinis pa.
No.
Yes. No.
No.
Yes. No.
So happy I'm gay. Okay, so
Third, socks has been a guilty pleasure. It's not as fun for underwear because underwear we have to get
over time.
We have to get different stuff because we can't really just share them.
And that would be weird. Even if we were the same size, that would be weird.
Yeah. So
Although I think we're the same size.
now I think we are. But given socks, socks has that we can buy these and we can switch who wears what, and
Yeah.
it's still fine.
And plus, again, there was that statement. It's become a weird gift item in recent years.
Mhm.
So, like, I mean, Christian just gave us the Pokemon socks last Christmas. The Christmas before is when I got the R2D2, and we got the Star Wars socks from your sister. So it's like it's become a thing that we've been getting socks, and it's that classic joke of now that you're older, you kind of appreciate socks as a gift. As before, when you were a kid,
Hey,
socks,
socks.
socks,
Mhm.
man, yes.
What makes socks awesome as a gift is that you can express creativity, and yet
Secretly,
it's still within the budget. So let's say you have 10 friends and you want to buy them all something that
That's
feels
true.
personalized.
get them socks.
Socks are a good way to do it because they still feel personalized, even if it's a different design for each person. Some even might sell a host of different designs as bundles. They might have this buy one take one sale, or buy four and get the fifth one
That was our
free.
challenge, with like the Old Navy ones and some of these. They came in sets of 3,
Mhm.
but then there were like 3 different patterns. So it's like, okay. So that's why I would be like, I guess we can do breakfast because we got the coffee and the bacon together and things like that. So we just figured it out.
So Mitch asks, do we have a pile of missing pairs of socks?
I have worked on that.
Yeah.
I have whittled that down, and then the non pairs I retired entirely. So they became Toby's cleaning things. Ever since I've taken over our own laundry again, I haven't really been losing socks. At most, there will be like separated by loads, but then once I do enough laundry, they reunite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at most, I know I have one black sock that's like floating around, and it looks like it doesn't have a pair. So
Yeah.
that's probably a hangover from when we used to have our laundry done elsewhere.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's a major problem, and that made more sense. That was easier to manage when we only had the same types of socks over and over and over. Now that we have a few more distinct ones, we've yet to lose any of them, but we've have some die out.
But even when we didn't have
You're constantly going to be fixing these socks throughout the episode.
But even when we didn't have the distinct designed socks, like we had all the white socks, we still could tell the distinct partners among the white socks.
Or at least it's like a genealogical record of when we bought them, and then the newer socks are distinctly whiter, and then the older socks.
Or
I've
you
seen
could
better
tell
days.
the wear and stretch on certain pairs are the ones that go together.
I like how there's the Uni Socks that like supposedly whether left foot or right foot they work, but over time with repeated use it develops a big toe.
Mhm.
So that's always amusing. The socks are tall enough and light enough to disrupt our lighting. Like
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I have to come forward. That's funny.
So, other than that, inner Miranda. Okay. What else do we say about socks?
I think it was Maya who mentioned likes wearing socks indoors, and then I'm not a big fan, but I think that really ties to. I have all these little moments I joke to Toby about that I hear my mother in my head, whether it's my mother, my grandmother, whatever. But when you wear socks around the house, it's like you're just giving the person who's going to do laundry a bigger job because you're just tracking dirt with your socks.
But that, of course, is a statement before the invention of washing machines.
I know that's funny though because we always had washing machines.
Yeah, but you know the reference. To that.
Yeah, that you'd have to scrub them and stuff. But
Mhm.
but there was just like, so I feel I'm being judged when I wear socks indoors. So if I wear socks indoors, I wear toe socks so that I wear slippers
Mhm.
because like Toby has been like telling me to help with my feet and my calluses is that I should wear lotion and put on socks so that the lotion.
Especially in bed, so your feet are
I just want to
rejuvenated.
do it in bed.
It's like your feet are
hot.
having a
I
spa.
don't like it.
Karen asks, ever worn socks inside out?
No.
I have had out of sheer necessity. These were whether I got stranded in the Bosco Makati, and I had to literally reuse the clothes because it came from the floodwaters. There was another time I've worn socks inside out because I didn't like the print and they were not a matching pair, so I had to make one look like it was all white. But that was pretty much it.
So yeah,
Um,
Karen did follow up and like or ask or wearing non-matching socks.
Yes, that has happened a few times. Thankfully, nowadays, not so much anymore. But I think as a kid, when you're like sleepy and trying to get dressed for school, that's when it happens for me. Of course, it doesn't happen to Rocky. Of course. But I've gone as far as having an anklet and a normal sock and looking down and going, oh,
How?
because I just pulled them on.
But it feels different when you wear them. How can you do that? And why were they in your drawer individually?
Because they weren't in this form.
I don't understand. And okay, and I'm the kind of person who puts socks on before pants. So like so then I can clearly see what socks I'm wearing.
Because others put pants before socks, which is scary because you can see how much they'll roll up the
Yeah, then you have to
jeans.
roll up your pants to put on your socks. What's wrong with you? It's like people who put on shoes before pants. It's like, what are you doing?
Okay, Mina asks, did you ever own knee-high socks? Thanks, Pippi Longstocking.
Okay,
I
number
have.
one, that's an old reference,
Yes.
but we respect it. But number two, yeah, totally. And especially like, I mean, we all grew up in the 80s. So uh, in my school days, especially when we wore khaki shorts, I had knee-high socks all the freaking time. Or even if they weren't like all the way up to the knee, but definitely high calf socks.
So you were like Tsutomu. All you needed was a backpack
Yes.
and roller skates.
And if I happen to be made of wood, if I want to be Tsutomu.
Yeah. I just remember that when I tried knee-high socks, I was like itchy the whole time where the garter was.
Yeah, and then they just make you sad when the garter stops working.
You know,
Then
'cause
it's
it
like,
keeps falling.
then you're always like pulling
it's
your
always
socks.
bad. It's
Which
always-
makes it worse because the more you tug at it, then the more you wear it down.
It's like you're a snake that, you know.
Mai says she's intentionally worn non-matching pairs, but usually matching like Mario and Luigi. That's cute.
That's fun. That's fun.
Well, we do that as a couple. Like, you know, we have themes, but
But we haven't cross-matched. Like, let's say bacon, eggs, but we're like bacon, egg, bacon, egg. We haven't done that
no.
because Rocky won't allow it.
No.
I'll find a way.
No, I will see. I put on my own socks. You don't put my socks
Segovian greeting.
Karen said, I still have some of those and Japanese schoolgirl socks. That's fun.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
So other things about socks. If you're traveling, so as mentioned, the this way is a good way to keep them snug. It keeps your shoes safe. It can be shoved into any
If
place.
you're packing breakables,
You can keep them open and use them like a little bag to contain the breakables.
yeah.
And that way you can have them all together and it still allows you to, you can like maneuver them around your other things. So they're wrapping around your shoes or they're wrapping around containers.
Yeah, when Toby packs luggage, there's like all this like sock lining that goes in the little crevices to support, especially like where the hard frame of your luggage is. And then you want to make sure that whatever items you purchase
and
don't
it keeps
brush
things
against.
from shaking around.
Yeah.
Because there's that nice layering that
It
happens.
probably looks very strange on the x-ray because it's like all these weird layers of things.
And if you are traveling and you want to discourage people from digging into your stuff, make sure that after you've packed your stuff, all your dirty clothes are the last thing you pack on top. So when they open for inspection or whatever, it's dirty clothes.
Not that
Socks.
your dirty clothes are that dirty
Yeah, but
because
that's an
we're not
option.
animals.
If you're wearing Converse shoes, Chucks, thick socks are
This
more
I agree, and I have been wearing some of these thin socks
yes.
with my Chucks, and like,
It doesn't work.
especially if they're new Chucks that you haven't really broken in. I mean, I feel like Chucks are optimal only after the first year, at least, of like regular weekly use at the very minimum.
So my share, some put wires on their socks.
What do you mean wires in socks? Oh, like chargers? How? How?
Or do you mean during travel when you pack stuff?
Oh, that as long as you're not wearing them and with the charger, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, that I see. And you remember there was that time when people were like crocheting cell phone socks,
Mhm.
like just little pouches for your phones.
However, when you travel, always have emergency money inside your sock, the one you're wearing. So if you have socks, at least
do
you
you
have
really do that?
no, no.
I'd be so uncomfortable.
It's not like you're having change. It's like one bill just to make sure.
I would know.
Yeah, but if you get held up or something, at least you know that's still there.
Then I'll use karate. Stay away from my money. This is why mostly digital cash and additional payments.
Okay, chargers when traveling.
Yeah, so in the luggage, then
Yeah.
they put them in the socks. I get that. I get that.
Oh wow, I'm pants then socks kind
Well,
of guy.
you can continue to do it the complicated way as long as you want.
No, I
I'm
think
not gonna say it's wrong. It's just it seems needlessly complicated.
I would assume you love wearing bell bottoms. Because if those are, pencil pants
or skinny jeans.
yeah, then I worry for your
Ah,
pants.
That's so challenging.
Because you're gonna wear them down much faster.
Kenny says getting your socks wet during the rain or walking over a puddle is the worst. That's true.
That's true.
Wet socks are just. I think
Okay.
that's when during a rainy
Are-
season that really
would-
makes you feel miserable.
Is wet socks worse than a hole in your sock?
Yes.
So you were happy. You'd rather have a hole in your sock than have perfectly fine socks that are wet.
Yes.
Why? Isn't it squishy fun?
No, what's squishy fun? It's so sad wet. I've had like shifts at the office like my socks are my socks are wet.
That's why I used to have extra clothes in the office in the drawer.
Socks are
I
wet.
had socks, I had underwear,
My
I
socks
had
are wet.
shorts and a shirt.
Because, and to be fair, a sock with a hole is only a problem until you get home, then you get rid of it.
No, but it's also painful. Because you could feel where the hole in the cloth isn't present, and it's like pressing against you and it hurts.
What?
I'm serious.
How rigid is this sock?
No.
Or how painful is your shoe?
I'm serious. It's painful when there's a hole in your sock, especially once a toe is through, because then now it's like choking your toe because it's like pulling against it.
Is this a Bigfoot problem? I don't know.
Maybe. But I'm serious, because it's painful. That's why I don't mind
Okay,
wet socks.
Because yeah, number one, for me, a hole in your sock is a very temporary problem. Because you just either repair
wait,
it
and
figure
wet
it out.
socks is not a temporary problem.
No, but then most likely if you're outdoors with wet socks, you can't do anything about it. And then it's a recurring problem regardless of what socks you have.
But it's
With a
still
hole in your sock,
temporary.
you get rid of the sock.
Unless you're
it's
living
gone.
in floodwaters, but the next day it's no longer wet.
But it takes a while.
Okay. You squishy socks. It's only squishy if you're not imagining you're walking on jello. So
No. No.
wet socks is like if you had cake in your shoe.
I don't think that's better. Mitch is like, she likes the material and thickness of Old Navy socks more than H&M. I love Old Navy in general.
Okay.
I
A lot,
can't go wrong with Old Navy.
I feel
socks.
like a lot of branded socks are thinner than they should be.
There is that.
And I never liked the branded socks.
I feel
Um,
like that's a Western thing kasi.
Yes, I feel that too. However, there was a company whose socks I really liked before, and sadly, I know I threw away all the socks I had of theirs already due to wear and tear. But the old ABS Cinema clothing shop, they had this clothing shop, which was a lot of really tacky branded with the star celebrity clothing. But then they had this line of socks that were
This is very niche information.
yeah, but they had the stitch pattern, so it pulled at your toes and it pulled at your heel,
Okay, that sounds interesting.
so it felt very snug.
But if it was if it was branded to ABS, obviously it's another manufacturer that was just
Yes, I know, and I could not find the. Parang if ever they had their own line that they were releasing, I could not find it.
So I guess we have to spend some time with the very scary SM sock sellers and like
No,
maybe
they did close na. That was before I resigned.
no, it doesn't have to be ABS. You just have to figure out if any other manufacturer does the same style of sock.
That's true.
Because it's not their main business. Obviously, they had someone co-brand the socks for them. But you being someone who grew up with ABS, of course would know about this. I didn't know this store existed. Gosh.
Why did I suddenly remember the weird commercials during movie intermissions? YC Bikini Brief and the like. Well, one, they're the earliest form of memes that we can still celebrate. And two, there is a Philippine cultural thing about socks being in the same shameful category as underwear.
What? I've never thought that. Really? Really? Is that a thing? Is that a thing for you?
Because people equate socks to dirty socks. So there's that, socks is yucky. So the moment someone has their socks exposed, ano ba yan, nakalabas pa niya, and all that.
I am not familiar with this.
Might be a LaSalle thing. Going on.
Going on? What do you mean moving on? What going on is still here happening. What's going on?
Well, it is.
Well, Mina agrees with you, I think.
Okay, sock puppets.
What are tube socks? Tube socks are the socks that supposedly don't have a heel so that you can wear them any which way. We do not own tube socks.
So these aren't tube socks because they have the distinct heel area here. Yeah, we don't have any that would count, I believe.
Mitch disagrees with the socks underwear stigma and uses a very helpful, not equivalent, ! Equal sign.
No, this is close to a tube sock.
But it's still not because it has a heel.
Yeah, it still has the heel.
But literal tube socks are just cylinders.
Yeah, they'd be like a long thing. They wouldn't have this portion here.
Which are like okay, but again, they suffer from that over time. They develop a curve because naturally they start conforming to the feet that you're wearing, and then this. So I wasn't a big fan. A lot of tube socks were kind of like knee-high tube socks, so they were very catering to the athletic market. So they were quicker to pull on. So they really felt like stockings for men. Okay. Toby is being weird. That's the norm.
I'm only weird if you're not weirder.
Sounds weird when you say it aloud, huh?
Yes. So, what else can we say about socks? There's the fun of wearing socks on your privates when you're playing Guitar Hero. That's your emulating certain rock stars.
Wow, you brought that up. I've never seen this, number one. This was not with me, number two. I have never done this, number three.
And number four, the pictures will never come to life. But there are. What else? But yeah, sock puppets. Did you never make the sock puppet?
In school.
Because
it was the activity.
And socks are an awesome way to make puppets because you just push the material inwards to create that mouth area. And then you could put googly eyes to make your puppets.
Mina asks, do I have Transformer socks? No.
I think because of
most of the socks
are for really smaller kids.
Tend to be for kids, and then probably by now it's mostly for the live action movies, which are admittedly not socks I want to own. Tom asks, have we worn stockings? I guess you have. I haven't.
Well, I have for that few times I did drag and for another few times to do theater.
So yeah, I've never worn stockings.
Stockings are interesting because they're very snug, but they're not tight. You get what I mean? It's like
it's scary when Toby starts using figures of speech. The moment he's like, it's like
it's like condoms for your leg.
It's like an animal's mouth on your foot.
Yeah, but stockings are nice. I wish it wasn't so gendered that only women can wear stockings. Because admittedly, when you're wearing them, they're nice to like run your hands over your legs because suddenly it's like nicely stretched and smooth and comfy. But they're they're terrible when you need to use the restroom.
I don't know where to go with this. Mitch is like, what design of socks do you look forward to have? Well, I guess the low hanging fruit for us actually has been food.
Mm-hmm.
Food socks are like the easy ones to get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the Star Wars ones are like okay, but then again, the patterns get very complicated. The prints, I feel like they're gonna die sooner.
I
than blue
want to
socks.
find those chicken feet socks that Jovan was.
Oh,
able to find.
Jovan socks.
Those were awesome.
Those are awesome.
Because they're black socks, but then there's a bright yellow chicken foot. So when you're wearing them, they look like your chicken feet, especially if the floor was black.
Get too excited about this.
But then there's also the other one I want, which looks like human feet. So when you're wearing them, you look like you're barefoot.
Obviously, Toby has been pushing the increase in our printed socks with print collection, whereas I still stick to the plain ones more often than not. I can wear them over and over and over.
So you
and
prefer
over.
vanilla socks.
Well, I wear the black ones too.
So chocolate and vanilla socks.
Chocolate is not black.
What else?
Have you tried the garter belt for socks? No, we mentioned it earlier when like going over types of socks and oh, so I guess you have.
No, I haven't, but I'd like to. But I know you'll react, so I haven't.
You haven't, or do you want me to wear them?
Also,
This is right up there with Toby's thing for suspenders.
no, it's not because it's lower. But yeah, they look fun. They look nice and they look very formal with the snaps and all.
And that's our show.
No, we don't have them yet. Okay, next question.
Yeah, talaga.
Next question.
Wala nang questions.
Oh, they're all comments. Okay.
Yeah.
Mitch says you can wear that stocking to help circulate blood for legs.
Really?
I guess so.
When you bind the foot,
because if you think about it, it's sort of like
increasing the pressure.
yeah. What's that? That the athletic thing now, the tape. When it sort of it kind of helps your body. The compression thing for the support.
Yeah,
for
compression
athletic support.
gear.
So it has that effect. And then what else?
Kenny agrees with the garter belt socks.
I don't know if you ever, but I know we did. As kids, we had many times the costume would have socks and not shoes. So what we would do is at the foot of the sock, we would sew either felt cloth or some sort of nylon surface so we can use our socks like shoes outside as kids. Did you ever do that?
No, obviously. Did you not hear my story about how dare you make your socks as particularly dirty?
So we had that a lot, especially when we were dressing up as ninjas. My kuya and I did that a lot. So it's a t-shirt as the ninja mask. Then your socks, we would sew that thing so you can step outside the house. Yeah,
But you've also sewn felt onto your socks.
just so it's added padding. Because when you're walking outside, then you're stepping on the road and there's rocks and stuff. You still want that padding.
No, I didn't have the few costumes I wore as a kid were all off the rack, and I wear them with shoes if I'm going out. Because when you go out, you wear shoes. My life has very simple rules, ladies and gentlemen. They still apply.
And then since this is not an After Dark episode, we will not talk about straight guys in socks. So we shall move on.
We already did because of you and your Guitar
That's
Hero.
just Guitar Hero. That's not the other things.
That's just Guitar Hero.
Instant,
Your experiences are not universal.
but many will say they can relate. Anything else? I guess that's it.
I think that's it. I hope that's it. I think it should be it.
So, well, we're not diving into all other facets of socks. Everything from sayings or expressions that relate to socks. Put a sock on it and stuff like that.
Can you think of another one other than that?
You know, when you box someone, you sock them.
Sige na.
Gulat ka, you have more than one.
Yeah, the third.
Yes, but it's funny and you're gonna hate me, so I won't say it. Do you guys wear socks when sleeping? Well, also when not sleeping.
Why do you have to make it sound like there's innuendo?
Ah, wala ba? Sorry.
Toby is the type that like depending on the weather, but he can put like omega or efficacent on his feet, and then he'll put socks. Not because they're sometimes because they're painful. Other times he just wants to feel warm.
Okay, okay. To all of you watching right now, you've had a stressful day. Get an old pair of athletic socks. Get your feet, after you wash them, rub either Vicks or Omega or whatever
Something with menthol or
liniment you have
camphor, yeah.
around your feet, on the ankles, between the toes, on the heel, on the arch. Then wear your sock and leave it and take it out in the morning when you wake up. Trust me, your feet will feel better. And this is why masseurs, when they touch my feet, go, "Sir, nakakatakot, baka masira." Because it's so smooth.
Meanwhile, I finally got a foot spa, and then the girl is like, I feel like she's gonna roll up her sleeves and like, here we go.
File! And then mine, it's, "Sir, may ganito yung paa nyo, ang kinis."
You guys, sorry. Then Rich also prefers ankle socks, so he's in your camp. Is it hard to clean? Not really, because it's just oil. In most cases, most liniments are kind of oil-based stuff, and then your average detergent. I don't have to go into this level of detail, but you know that, right? Like how the structure of a soap molecule has like an end with polarity and an end without.
To break the fat and
Well, not fat, but it breaks
oils
different types
yeah.
of bonds, because like water soluble is like a certain kind of bond, whereas oil has a different structure as a carbon string, and that's how detergent and things work.
Sorry, James.
What, James?
Bond. So, Kenny adds knocking their socks off. Karen asked, that was the early one. And if you're worried about doing the liniment thing, and
That's why Toby said an older pair.
yeah, older pair, or use the black ones, the dark colored ones. At least you'll feel safer about possible stains. But yeah, swear by it. What else?
Toby's other life hack, Nancy, in his recommendation to help me with my calluses and my increasingly rough feet is that I should just put lotion and wear socks. But I don't like my feet being warm at night. I've always been the kind of like, even if I'm wearing a blanket, my feet could stick out of the blanket because I want them colder.
And then they'll complain, "I don't have a boyfriend because I'm under the blanket."
That has nothing to do with socks. That has everything to do with that you wear the blanket over your head.
Or I'll wear a shirt and nothing else because I'm cold, and then still have a blanket.
I don't know why Toby Winnie the Pooh's through life. People have suggested to cover your feet with petroleum jelly around your feet and wear socks before to make a cast. Same thing. It's the same principle as lotion.
The thing with petroleum,
And I don't have petroleum jelly.
Petroleum jelly is what many recommend, only because it's let's put it this way: it stains less because it's a more controlled substance.
But it's still an oil.
Because when you have liniments and stuff, you don't know what else is in there.
That's true.
If there's coloring, because if you pay attention, you'll notice some liniments are greenish, others are reddish. Because some think red feels hotter for the chili, spicy heat effect.
Mm-hmm.
Others feel green is what makes it feel hot because it's minty. So your mileage may vary. Omega painkillers just white. I don't care about you all.
It's kind of white green.
Yeah.
Because, green is reassuring because like efficacent oil.
But yeah, petroleum jelly does the same
I do want to do
thing.
something. My feet are super rough on them. I need to go for another session.
Mine are so soft you can hug them.
It's not like you wear socks all the time.
Not anymore.
But you're also not working out as much as I am.
Hey, I used to work out.
Okay, I'm not arguing against, but I'm just saying now you're not. And I have been dealing with this quarantine with a lot of working out. So,
So what if I magically make your feet smoother?
will this magic involve putting socks on me while I'm asleep?
Yes. And then taking them off before you.
I don't think it's gonna happen because I wake up before you.
That's true.
It
That's true.
Things are reversed. I tend to wake up before you now. So yeah, that's a thing. Um, Signs are pointing that we may not have a game tomorrow.
So there might be an episode, but we haven't mapped it in our schedule.
Yeah, it's not official the schedule, but we do have scheduled episode topics for Thursday and Friday. What are we doing Thursday? Thursday, we're gonna talk about learning new things,
And Friday's all about dancing.
and then we have it like mapped out Saturday and Sunday because depending on games. Well, Saturday I don't think we're gonna have. Sunday, we may have. So we'll play those by ear. But hey, we're starting to have schedules. Like, amazing! It's just taken 150 episodes for us to start having schedules.
And we might, we are looking at the possibility of guests. One of the people we had as a guest before is already excited to guest again.
Oh my gosh!
Even wants to
pressure.
even wants to bring friends and make it a bigger thing. So we're looking at that. We're trying to see how we will do it, and we can't wait to tell you if we have news on that.
Yeah. We'll announce. So now you can kind of get used to. I'm gonna aim that on Sunday, latest Sunday night. Is that we'll announce the schedule for the week.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the once we have our content meeting, which is really just us hurriedly talking about topics over dinner.
But we are still trying to be more
A little
consistent
more
with our
organized
hours.
and organized.
Where it's still a bit hard with a lot of stuff that are being juggled and managed.
It's been a crazy week this week, particularly.
And sometimes you lose yourself in the escapes that you find yourself enjoying. So, but don't rest assured, Baduy Pride will keep going. We're just gonna get stronger, and who knows, maybe eventually we'll have Baduy Pride official socks or gloves, because gloves might make more sense. Kiss, kiss,
Say that again.
kiss, kiss.
Okay. That's not quite what you said the first time. And then I feel like, and then we totally have to have Mitch on the show as a Korean consultant.
Yes, Mitch, we need you to be our guest when we talk about Busted.
Yeah, which you suggested.
I
also.
would love to have Mina as a guest for Is This Really Keto? Where we talk about great food that may or may not be actually
I
keto.
don't think we need to subject Mina to that.
No, because I want also to know, and I want to open up. Okay, a lot of the stuff she features, I want to eat also, because I feel like it might be keto for us. So the only way to find out is if we discuss it.
I love you, Mina, but I also don't trust half the things you eat. But that's okay.
And then
You're free to eat what you. I don't control your diet.
And then I also would love to have an episode with Karen to touch on some of the dark stuff that we both love. Whether it maybe a Junji Ito
I was gonna say you
episode.
should do a Junji Ito
That
episode.
would be so awesome.
I can catch up. I have the comics. I haven't read them.
And maybe that's something we can do because supposedly has new stuff coming out. I haven't really checked. I think Murakami also had the recent new stuff released.
He has a short story collection coming up. There is a monkey on the cover, so it's like hot springs. But yeah, I haven't. It's still on pre-order.
But definitely.
Oh! Did you see
Yes.
it? And then the Murakami shirts.
Yes,
They will be in the Philippines.
available at Uniqlo.
Yeah.
So we're
on the
anxious to get
22nd.
those.
Ooh.
We can't wait.
Ooh.
And maybe when we do that, maybe we can let you also have an update if we find new socks. that are
Because
nice.
I have never purchased anything for myself at Uniqlo.
But thanks to my mom.
That's why I said I have never purchased anything for
But
myself.
thanks to my mom, you're starting to realize the sizes are a nice fit for you.
Well, it helps that now the sizes are a better fit for me. 2 years ago, I probably would not have said this.
Yeah, but for something you didn't even, hindi mo sinukat, but nice fit. It feels comfy. It wears nice. So good job. And you can order via the Uniqlo app.
Why do you think I have the Uniqlo app? No. We're not there yet. We barely buy. Clothes are such an afterthought. Games, Toby's constantly scouring on the lookout. I'm backing Kickstarters left and right. Clothes is like we have to think so hard to like, are we going to buy clothes?
Clothes. The shirt's over 200. Ay, mahal.
But then like, ooh, there's like Star Trek on it.
500's not so bad.
500. Yeah.
700's not so bad.
It says NASA on it. So
Yeah.
sucker for statement shirts. So, I don't know. We're in that weird realm of things. But yeah, so I don't know. If I do the wrap up, it's just like a sizable sock collection seems crazy, but again, perks of being in a gay relationship or a non-straight one, sorry, is that we can wear each other's clothes and yay, matching socks, even though people don't know you're matching. So I guess next time if you meet us outside, you can ask to see our socks and you'll see if they're matching or not. unless I'm wearing open-toed sandals, and no, I will not be wearing socks.
Calluses.
And then, sige nga.
Okay, how many Lasallians wear sandals? Lots.
Wow.
Why do we have nice feet?
Wow. Wow. What are these nonsensical generalizations based on school?
No, my feet are so nice, I can hug them myself.
This is considering today Toby was literally wearing a LaSalle shirt all day while working.
Wait, you were wearing a maroon shirt.
It's just a plain maroon shirt. It's not a UP shirt. It doesn't mean I'm celebrating UP. It just means it was the next shirt in queue. You know, my shirts are like on a conveyor belt, and I just wear them in order.
Fine, you and your sushi go closet. All right, I guess that's it. We have spent over an hour talking about socks and everything sock related. So that's because this show is fun that way. We had a lot of fun, and we hope you'll join us again next time.
If you have questions or suggestions for future episodes, fill up the Google form at bit.ly Baduy Pride Ideas. Thanks again to Mitch for asking us to talk about cute socks. I don't think you were fully prepared for how many socks we have. At first, I'm like, oh, that's timely. We have a bunch of socks. Wait, people don't know this.
I thought Mitch asked for this because she noticed our socks. But then she had a comment, ay, nagma-matching kayo.
So yes.
But thank you so much for asking for that topic.
You can follow us on Twitter, AllTobyNoShade, RG Sunico, where we may still talk about socks.
You can also check out our blog, baduypride.com, for all the previous episodes and socks about us.
Well, you can feel free to continue the conversation in the comments below with all the sock puns that you want. Go ahead. And otherwise, be sure to subscribe for notifications, whether on Facebook or YouTube, so you don't miss our next live stream. Once again, I'm Rocky.
And I'm Toby.
And this is Baduy Pride. Have a good evening. Now put the socks back in the drawer.
Thank you.